Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pod Spot, where we pop about all the spots we love in professional wrestling. I am your host, Andre C. Joining me, as always, my boy, my co-host, is AWS. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Andre. It's been a hell of a weekend. Excuse me, my throat is still sore from last night. Hell of a weekend. My birthday's tomorrow. I'm absolutely enjoying it. Yeah, there we go. Now
I knew I forgot to do something at CWE, and I was supposed to. I forgot to embarrass you at the show by getting your name called out for your birthday. I knew I forgot something.
It is what it is.
Damn it!
There's always next year. Yeah, no, but hey, now I'm embarrassing myself in our recordings. So now people can just spam the comments with happy birthday, AWS.
This show is coming out on your birthday on February 23rd.
Absolutely. So spam the comments. Happy birthday, AWS.
Yeah, I want at least 5 comments. Let's go, people. At least 5 happy birthdays for our boy AWS.
Affirm me.
Yes. But yeah, we are here to talk some top talent pro wrestling featuring Microman and TNA world champion Mike Santana. Both men in town. Yeah, both men in town for an awesome night of professional wrestling that did happen on Friday, February 20th, right here in the beautiful Edmonton, Alberta at the Midway Music Hall. So I think we're just going to get into it. Let's talk about some professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a night.
Yeah, it was a great night, and it kicked off with a 4-way match. Actually, a replacement match for it was supposed to be Mojavari versus
Sean Murphy, I think it was.
Sean Murphy, yeah. But Sean Murphy getting hurt, and then we had a 4-way match here with Rich King taking on Esmeralda Romano Fugazi, taking on Rain the Destroyer, taking on Mo Jabari. Before the match starts, Rich attacking Mo on the outside, taking it out for most of the match. Then Ezzy and Rich getting into it on the outside. Then Rich goes into the ring and starts to get his ass beat by Raiden the Destroyer.
Unfortunately. But, if anyone could take down Rich, it is a man literally called the Destroyer.
Knocking stuff over. Raiden tossing Rich, literally at one point, takes him and tosses him onto Esmeralda. Then hits Rich with a big power slam for 2. Esmeralda hitting a tope con hilo to Rich and Raiden on the floor at one point.
Beautiful tope.
And then Fugazi getting the spear to Raiden for 2, which I was like, ooh, that's kind of almost backwards. You think Raiden's the one that should be hitting that spear to take somebody down. Fugazi hits a Rainmaker to Rich, then hits a haluva kick to Raiden in the corner, gets 2 on Raiden. Rich comes in, reversing a power slam by Raiden into the beautiful final cut for 2. Rich getting that schoolboy roll into the suplex to Fugazi for 2. Tips up DDT to Raiden, but Fugazi comes in with a flying high cross to Rich right afterwards. Rich and Fugazi fight to the top. Rich gets the Frankensteiner off the top, but then Mo slips in.
The beautiful, he jumps. That vertical leap that he has, that every time I see it, I just can't believe it. And I feel like every time he does it, he gets a little bit higher. So he just goes all the way up to the top and then hits a beautiful Frankensteiner on Fugazi.
Oh, yeah. But Mo eventually does return to this match, slips in, super kicking everyone, but then he gets super kicked by Fugazi. And Raiden picks up Fugazi, hits him with the choke bomb, and we get the 1, the 2, and the 3 for the win for the Destroyer.
Absolutely. And I believe that this match had the stipulation that the winner gets a shot at the King of the Triple Threat. At least that's what they were promoting before the show. But, of course, that could have changed. If that's the case, Raiden possibly having an opportunity against Krieger, that'd be a nutto match, actually.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the thing now. Winner of this will earn a shot at King of the Triple Threats.
There we go. You got that brain.
Well, I just looked it up on Facebook, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought great way to open the show. Really exciting, fast paced action. A lot of fun here. Again, Rich King, number one.
I'm wearing his shirt for a reason.
Yeah, I didn't have his gear on this one. That shirt as I just did the laundry right now, so I haven't had a chance to
That's
get it.
totally fair.
I'm repping the Fall Dojo today, and
yeah, hell yeah, and Team Canada.
Because Nick Suzuki was on Team Canada today, so I'm repping my Microman jersey.
Absolutely.
Sadly, losing to the Americans, but it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's all right.
Heartbreaking game, but it was a great game. Yeah, I thought this match was really fun overall. Mo Jabari on the floor for most of it. I was chirping him while he was on the floor near us, and he's telling me to kiss his ass, and just like I'm just like, get in the ring, you lazy bum, and he's like, you can kiss my ass, and I'm like, wow, it's just uncalled for, sir. Like, I'm just telling him to do his job, but he's telling me to kiss his ass. That's no.
Yeah, right.
No.
A lot of tension in the workplace.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, how'd you enjoy this match overall, though?
Oh yeah, no, this was a great way to open up the show. I like the top is doing this thing now where they have like a big multi-man match to start off the show. It's giving me big TNA vibes, like TNA 2007, where they have the big have all the X Division stars come in and have their great little match. Yeah, it's really shades of that. I am sad that Mo was out for most of the match, but I mean, it worked out pretty well because usually when you have more than 4 people in there, it's kind of like an improv scene. When you have more than 4 people, it starts to get really confusing. Too many things to follow. So I think having those 3 kind of anchor the match together was a great choice. But yeah, no, this was a really great match. Definitely enjoyed it. Rich King number 1.
So we move on to a tag team match. It is Andy Anderson and Mitch Clarke, the Gods of Ultraviolence, taking on Team Rockstar. You got Riley Cruz teaming up with the man from Striker. It's Pete Klassen making his triumphant return after that very scary finish at the Christmas Top Talent Wrestling show. That shooting star press that he landed on his head for. But he's back. He's okay. He's looking good here. And I'll let AWS run us through this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy that Riley's here. This is his first time at top as well, so that's very cool. We've got so first thing in the entrances, my favorite thing in the entrances, Mitch Clarke comes out and he gets in the ring. He takes his glasses and he puts them on the referee Avon Fox's on his head. And then it's like, okay, great. Then he takes his jacket off and uses him like a coat rack and just hangs it on his head.
That's what we do.
Friggin' amazing. I love that. We've got Riley starting off with being able to roll quickly out of danger. He does a lot of these like combat rolls to get out of the way of Andy Anderson at the beginning here. We get Pete and Mitch both tagging in and they square up. They go for a test of strength. Pete is really, you can see he's really trying, and Mitch is just he looks at specifically me, and he just gives me the eye roll, and I'm like, oh my freaking God, he's doing nothing. The main thing I don't have a ton of notes on this, but the main point I want to point out about this match is Pete looks really good. You can tell he's been training with the guys for a long time. Like, he's got the fundamentals down. I'm very happy with his performance here. We get Riley comes back in eventually and gets beaten down by Mitch for the majority of the match here. We get the ultraviolent shake. We get 6 ultraviolent Bolton shakes to Riley Cruz here. That's another high score. That's the highest I've seen this year for that. We get Riley does try and come back. I put here Riley riles himself up with a series of kicks. I liked that. But unfortunately, Andy does come in. And there's a point where Riley is on the top rope. Andy, I believe Mitch shakes the ropes and he falls down onto his butt. And Andy grabs his legs and hits a massive Alabama slam on Riley.
No, that was one of those spots where like Riley was going like Andy came running into the corner. Riley jumped up to grab him in the head scissors. Mm-hmm. Then Andy just grabbed the legs, threw them up, turned around, grabbed him, and just Alabama slammed the shit out of him.
it was still like, it was a brutal looking Alabama slam. We get Mitch does come in and he hits the Spinley Binley, or the Ludwig Van Driver if you're so inclined, for 2. I believe he hits that on Riley again. We get the hot tag to Pete Klassen. Pete gets in and he gets a good string of elbows, jumping big boots. He's got like this cool pump kick thing, and drop kicks. There is a point where Pete goes to the top rope and tries to hit a crossbody on Mitch and Andy. And he gets Andy a little bit because Andy falls back. But Mitch manages to catch and hold Pete like an absolute
Yeah, because like I think Andy kind of got the knees in the face on the crossbody. And so kind of and like Mitch kind of went down to a knee, but then stood back up. Andy stood up. They both grabbed him, but then it was a cool spot.
He looked like an absolute hoss pig catching this guy, even though he almost got knocked down. Then we get the finish here. Riley hitting a massive power bomb onto Andy. I did not see the finish that Mitch did hit a move. I think it was the Ultraviolence driver, if I am correct. I might be wrong.
No,
I wasn't.
No.
What was it?
So Pete ends up tossing, Pete gets tossed out. Andy then hits the razor's edge to Riley, and then Mitch off the top with this like corkscrew elbow.
It was a corkscrew elbow.
Like he came off top, like in a spin and hit this elbow drop, and 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, sorry, I got that backwards. Yeah, Andy hit the power bomb on Riley into a corkscrew elbow from Mitch, gets the 3 and the win for the Gods of Ultraviolence in a really, really well fought contest. Very happy with it. We do get some post-match where they try to continue attacking Riley after the bell. Mitch puts Riley back up on his shoulders and wants to hit another Spinley Binley, but Pete does manage to slide in, save the day, gives both the Gods of Ultraviolence a really good-looking pump kicks. They run off, and then we get a nice little shred break from the 2 rock stars. We get Riley and Pete to both take their turns trying to do like the Angus risky business, the sliding in a circle on the floor. That was really cool. Good way.
Pete doing Riley's thing, because Riley did the get on the floor and the Homer like the Homer running around on the floor thing.
Yeah.
Before the match, and then Pete does it after the match.
Yeah, it was a really cool way to tie things together. I was very happy with this contest. It was a good showcase for Riley because it's his first time here. Good showcase for Pete because everyone was scared after what happened in December. It's good to see he really hasn't lost a step. It's good that he bounced back. Always great to see Andy and Mitch, and they're a really good tag team together. They're surprisingly they have surprisingly good chemistry because I don't think I've seen them tag before. As far off the top of my head.
I don't remember if they have worked together before, but again, there's just great chemistry here. Riley veterans, right?
Yeah, it was a really good match. And that's pretty much all I have. Did you have anything about it?
Yeah, not much. Again, you got most of what I was saying. Again, just really, there's a great spinks. Like Riley gets whipped into the ropes, but he jumps up, bounces off the middle rope into a moonsault onto a standing Andy Anderson early in the match.
Oh, that was amazing.
Absolutely. So good. This kid is amazing. I know he just learned it today, actually. So Saturday night he was at Prairie Pro Wrestling, but now they have he ended up at a Rush game, Saskatoon Rush game, and to save the Saskatoon Rush mascot from Jacob Creed and another team's mascot, a bulldog, and it's setting up because Prairie Pro Wrestling is going to do a show.
Ooh, nice.
Like a la the Oil Rumble, but with the Saskatoon Blades,
Rush, nice,
or Saskatoon Rush, sorry. And it's going to be Riley and the Rush's mascot versus Creed and the
opponent's mascot.
And the opponent's mascot, some kind of bulldog. But yeah, they set that up, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" So
that is very cool.
The kids doing a lot, doing that yesterday, plus working the Prairie Pro Wrestling show, and then he was literally in Edmonton the day before for Top Talent. Like, this kid's doing a lot, and it really shows because he's so good.
He's
good.
so damn good. Yeah, this is a great contest. We're going to move on to match number 3. It is the King of the Triple Threat Championship. Our king has returned. It is the King of Scotland, Krieger, taking on
King
Alex
Krieger.
Explosion. King Krieger.
He was
King Krieger. The King of Scotland, King Krieger. And he is taking on Alex Explosion and the Pretender King, as I call him, Weston King.
Oh, wow. You got shade on your king?
Hey, I mean, if you have a match with Weston King and King Krieger, I mean, there's only one king in there. There could be only one.
Yeah. So early on, Krieger ends up down on all fours. An Explosion jumps off the back of Krieger onto the top rope to do a leap to Weston and Gussie on the floor. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that was like real poetry in motion vibes. That was really cool.
Yeah. There's this great spot where Krieger ends up slingshotting Explosion into the apron, into like an apron, a kick from the apron by Weston King in the corner. Really cool spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Krieger going for a Frankensteiner, but King gets him onto his shoulders. And he stands up. He's like standing on the second rope, and then Alex Explosion just comes up, shoves him off the second rope into the Green Bay plunge off the top, like Mr. Kennedy style to Krieger.
It was really sick looking. Absolutely,
that was really cool. Yeah, there's just lots of cool stuff throughout this match. A beautiful Olympic slam by Alex Explosion to Krieger for 2 at one point. He does the tornado DDT run up Krieger to hit a tornado DDT to Weston. Absolutely
yeah, it was really
incredible.
cool. He did the tornado DDT run up the ropes, and then he like jumped to the side and like kicked Krieger in the head as he was spinning around for the DDT. It was really cool.
Yeah, there's a spot where King goes to the top but gets crotched, ends up in a Tree of Woe. Alex Explosion hits the Tree of Woe drop kick to him as Krieger goes to the top to attack Weston. Like Alex Explosion hit the drop kick to Weston, which shook the ropes and crotched Krieger. So he goes up to suplex Krieger, and Weston like does a crunch up and grabs Explosion for like this Tree of Woe Tower of Doom. That was I was like, that was awesome.
That is a wild spot. That is super cool.
Yeah. So Alex goes for the pin here, but Gussie ends up stopping the pin, whips Alex into the barricade and then into the stairs. Gussie goes up to the top, but gets shoved off by Alex, and just a sick bump.
Yeah, you had a better look at this. I couldn't really get a look at it. It looked brutal from my.
He flipped off the top and hit the half his back onto the corner of the apron and crashed to the floor. Literally, dude just over me is like, God, he's dead. Just like it looked like,
dude, it looked brutal. It was like when Big Boss Man gets thrown over the top rope and he bangs his back on the apron. It's like that, but like 3 times worse.
Yeah. So then Alex comes in, but he's caught by Krieger. Krieger hits the snake eyes to him, but then goes for a Tiger Bomb, but it's broken up. King hits a crowning achievement for 2. Weston King goes to the top, goes for the BME, hits it to Alex Explosion, but then Krieger slides in that DDT to King, shoves him away, pins Alex Explosion 1, 2, 3, and still you're king of the triple threats, King freaking Krieger, baby.
Absolutely. Great match. I love that finish where Weston finally gets the monkey on his back and hits the moonsault for the first time ever, as far as I'm aware. And Krieger managing to have the ring awareness to see that Weston hit his big move and surprise him with that kill shot DDT, as I call it, because he is the Scottish kill shot. And pick up the big win. It just shows how much of a ring general King Krieger is here. And I love that Krieger is using new moves like the Claymore, like paying homage to another Scottish king. Very happy with it. It was a very great contest.
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed this match. Again, very solid contest between all three. I wasn't a biggest fan of Alex Explosion early on, but I think he's really evolving in his last few shows that I've started to become a fan of this man. Only problem is two people I like far more were in this match in Weston King, and then my favorite in this match was King Krieger.
Which is correct.
Yeah, just absolutely tremendous match here. I thought the three of them just gelled so well and just killed it in the ring.
Absolutely, a very great match.
we move on to a tables match between the Hellion Ava Lawless and Relentless Riley Rose. This was they started brawling early on in this match. Ava eventually goes out, brings a table in, and then they start fighting over the table. And this is where Ava like runs, like they're each holding the table like into their midsection area, but she runs Riley into the corner with the table, drops the table, hits a shotgun drop kick into the corner. And it hits the 10, goes up, does the 10 punches, but Riley slips out before the 10th punch and pulls Ava down, and then hits a beautiful discus lariat. Again, they start Riley slamming Ava's face into the table when it's like folded up on the mat, just repeatedly slamming her face into it. They're back beating each other up back and forth. Ava ends up hitting a curb stomp to Riley onto the folded, like the arms pulled back, like drive that face like Julia style on SmackDown. There, it's that style curb stomp to Riley into the table, to the folded up table on the mat. Just Riley steps out of a gory special, gets and hit, and like they set up the table, and Ava's got the gory special, goes to try to hit it to her to put her through the table with it, but Riley slips out. Sister Abigail into like the side of the table. Oh, yeah, that looked brutal.
It was really brutal looking.
Yeah. Ava hits a twist of fate and then hits her rope flip senton there. Ava sets up because another table got introduced. Ava sets the table up in the corner. They're fighting. And then but Ava dodges. They're trying to throw each other in, but they can't do it. So Ava just pick her up, hitting a gory special into the middle of the ring. Riley ends up spearing the post at one point on another corner. Looked brutal. Yeah. So Ava sets up a table. It puts Riley up top. She goes up to do the superplex, but Riley fights back, flips over her. But as they're coming down, Riley's leg like just hits that table hard, breaks the table, flipping it over, and Ava coming off with the sunset flip. The table breaks, flips, and she lands on the other side. Lucky the table leg didn't go whaba, it folded in. So she lands on the back side of the table where the table legs were, but the table leg folded, so she didn't land it like onto the leg, but onto the mechan. Oh god, it looked
onto the metal, yeah.
But Riley Rose, because she sent her into the table, it broke technically because of Riley's leg, but Ava was sent into the table on the offensive move. So Riley Rose is declared your winner of this tables match. Like these two, I think did a great job battling with each other. Absolutely solid match. I was like, oh no, with the way the table broke at the end, I was like, oh no.
No. Yeah. I will say that ending, I did really enjoy how Riley overtook, because Ava goes up for the superplex, and Riley just like brutally like grabs her head and like uses her thumb to kind of like try and gouge her eyes out. That was brutal looking from my angle. It was really cool.
Yeah, great match. We are going to move on to the Top Talent Pro Wrestling Championship match. It is Big Jesse Youngblood defending against his best friend, his top talent compatriot, Harlan Abbott.
Absolutely.
So the healer versus the original Aboriginal. They do the show of respect at the start. Harlan get a big running head scissors. Big chop battle. Jesse scores a big lariat, hits a stinger splash, and then a sidewalk slam for 2. Jesse going to the top at one point. Jesse using the Harlan's delayed suplex just lifts Harlan up, and he's just waiting there with Harlan in the air. I thought great little spot.
That's a great subversion of expectation, actually.
Yeah. Harlan crotching Jesse on the top rope, gets him in the tree of woe, and then goes up to the top, like works the knee. Jesse like crunches up, and Harlan comes off with that like double stomp to him in the tree of woe. Absolutely brutal looking. Just hitting a double underhook suplex at one point for 2, like real, like just tossing him across the ring. Huge kick in the corner, then a spine buster by Harlan for 2. Lots of great back and forth with these two in this match. Harlan with hitting lariats. Jesse comes back with a huge lariat of his own. Both men are down. Just the brutality here is absolutely tremendous. Harlan flipping out of a power bomb, hits a super kick at one point, but gets caught up, and he gets caught with the sky high powered bomb for 2 by Jesse.
Yes.
Jesse ends up missing a spear into the corner and spears the turnbuckle. Harlan then picks him up, hits an F5000, but he's delayed on the count, and he only gets 2. Harlan with a bunch of strikes, hits a backdrop suplex, but he misses the cannonball in the corner, and Jesse goes to the top, but misses the moonsault off the top.
Yep.
Harlan eventually goes to the top, hits a 450 splash, but he bounces, like he hits it, and he bounces off of Jesse, and then he's delayed getting the count again. So he only gets 2.
It was really close to 3 though this time. I had the 450. It came out for a 2.999. It was really close.
Yeah. So Harlan goes for a healing driver, but Jesse gets out of it. The ref almost gets hit twice, but then the ref eventually does get hit. Jesse then hits a spear, but there's no ref for the count. Jesse goes up to the top, but he gets kicked off the top, while he's up top by Harlan. Harlan gets the superplex, bounces up, but then Harlan bounces up and then falls out of the ring. It's like
there was so much potential energy there that he just boinged outside of the ring.
Yeah. So this is where Weston comes out. He's calling for another ref. He wants to cash in, as he's ready to cash in. But then Harlan eventually does come in, spine busters him. Weston comes back, hits the crowning achievement to Harlan. And then he hits Jesse, so just beating the crap out of Jesse with the case. So then he's calling for the ref again. He wants another ref, and then the lights go out, right? And who makes his return to Top Talent Pro Wrestling? One, the Omen, Gabriel Lestat. And he's got all new gear, new white jacket, white and gold tights.
The white jacket is a nice touch.
Yeah. He attacks Weston, hits the Destino, tosses him out, but then he gets clotheslined out of the ring by Harlan. But then Harlan hits a tope suicida to them on the floor. Harlan comes back in, but Jesse picks him up. Jesse driver 1. The ref is recovered. 1, 2, 3. And Jesse retains the Top Talent Pro Wrestling Championship. And an absolutely tremendous match.
Yeah. A phenomenal match. Like, these guys know each other so well. They work so well together. It was a phenomenal cavalcade of high car crash spots. And it had something that I do end up complaining a lot about Top, that I not as like a huge critique, but there's not as much story as other promotions. This was a match with actual story and actual stakes, and that was very cool. And I'll get to more of that in the post match here. So post match, Omen gets his briefcase back from Weston. He starts, taking off the gems, and he starts ripping off the King logo, and he's like, "Hold on. Do I actually want to cash this in on Jesse?"
And I'm yelling, "Cash it in! Cash it in!"
And after a agonizingly long time of thinking about it, he helps Jesse up, raises his hand, says, I could have gotten you this time, but I'll get you next time.
And I'm booing my ass off at this. It's like, dude, you're making a mistake. You could have been champion, and yet you could have been champion for a third time. But both times you became champion, you got screwed out of it because of a cash-in.
Yeah,
you
and now when you have
champion.
Now you have the opportunity to do the same, and you just don't want to do it. Like, come on. But he shakes Jesse's hand, sends him off. Everything's peachy. He poses with the briefcase, but then out of nowhere, from behind, Harlan smashes him in the back with a chair. Omen goes down, and Harlan just loses it at this point. He hits Omen in the back with the chair while he's down, like at least 15 more times.
Oh,
to the
bang,
point,
bang, bang, and then
just
Jesse
bang,
runs
bang, bang,
over.
to the point where Jesse has to come back in, break it up, pushes Harlan into the corner, and there's like I didn't hear a lot of what was said here, but it was like a really charged, like, after 20 years, you're gonna throw all this away and something like that. Harlan is just like, okay, you're right. I lost it a little bit. I'm sorry. And he goes to leave the ring. He puts one foot out, and Jesse turns around. Then he looks back, gets back in, and
the Vince Russo. The Vince Russo special
Jesse
right there.
in the head. What a swerve. Yeah. Jesse gets smashed in the head with a chair. Harlan looks at the crowd to a chorus of boos. Harlan is full heel now. And he leaves, and everyone is eventually helped out. And that was the post-match.
I think there might be a little bit of a resurgence of one heavy metal in that little incident right there. A little bit of heavy metal might have just creeped
a little
out
bit,
in that moment. So
yeah.
But this was I enjoyed this. It was definitely like the match itself, very well worked, very great spots, very happy with it. The story elements were my favorite part of this match, though.
And then the way they finish the story, because you have Harlan and Jesse's little thing, you have Harlan and Gabriel's thing going. You have Weston and Gabriel. You have Weston and Jesse. You have and then like what's the dynamic between Weston and Harlan now? So like. There's all these little factors in here that are like there's so much to have.
You're forgetting the most important factor. Sorry.
What?
You're forgetting the most important factor. How does Gussie fit into all this?
Gussie can't even fit in his shirt, so I don't think he can fit into anything else. So
that's a fair point. Sorry, you were saying about Jesse.
And then there's a Jesse and Gabriel aspect to it all, with Gabriel having that guaranteed title shot. So how does that relate? Because they are friends. So how does that relationship work? Like with him potentially be able to take his friend out. Like there's so many
wrinkles to this. Yeah.
So we moved on to the funniest match of the night.
The semi-main. just the match just the match graphic is my favorite thing I've seen this year so far.
It's like Sheik looking down at Microman. Oh,
God. Sheik towering over Microman. It's so good.
And that's not even accurate. Microman comes up to his knee in real life.
Like, yeah, literally.
Oh my God.
This match is great.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's fucking... Go ahead. Oh, no, I'll go. So, yeah, it's Lucha Sheik. He comes out in a lucha mask and a gold cape, a la his gold suit. He gets into the ring. He gets to the apron, and he goes to jump into the ring like a lucha, but he just absolutely screws it up and just flops on his face. And then he gets up like, no, nothing happened. It's fine. And when he got up, the cape was over his head. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
and
good.
he's wearing a pink luchador mask, which is absolute perfection on top of it all.
Mm-hmm. And then Microman comes out. Everyone's super jazzed to see Microman because it's been a year since he was here last time. I think at least a year.
It was last year sometime.
Yeah, I think it was the 3rd anniversary show.
Yeah, because there was that really awkward picture that we got with our friend Andreas and Microman, where Microman's just standing there, Andreas is just like standing, and he doesn't even like lean down or anything. He just stands there, and like, the height difference is insane between the two of them. It was hilarious.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, this match starts off with the funniest test of strength I've ever seen, where like Sheik has to essentially hunch over to get into the chest of strength. And when they eventually do lock hands, freaking Microman causes Sheik to go down to his knees immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I don't have a lot of notes on this, but there is so much fun in this.
Yeah, so like he starts beating up on Sheik. Sheik shoves him off. This Microman like stomping the foot and hitting drop kicks to the shin.
Yeah,
He goes for a micro 619, but he gets caught and Sheik picks up and just slams him to the mat. Sheik beating him up. He's like he puts like Microman against the bottom rope and like stands on his back and like holding on the top rope, and it's like he's like choking him like by standing on him. Yeah, Sheik drops the elbow on him, but he only gets 2. He tries to unmask him, but he ends up getting hit in the nether region. Just is a no disqualification match.
Yeah.
But he gets hit in the other regions, gets sent into the ropes. Microman hits the micro 619 and hits a drop kick and then like head scissors, I want to call it.
Yeah, it was like a small head scissors. I also called his micro 6.
He hit the safety scissors. Hit the safety scissors.
Oh, that's good. I also had to mention I called his micro 619. I called it the 6.19.
Yeah, he hits the 6.19. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sheik ends up fighting back. Sheik fights back, hits a choke slam, goes up to the top, but misses a moonsault. Microman pulls off Sheik's mask. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's the Sheik!" It's like obviously,
it was Sheik the whole time.
Yeah, Lucha Sheik was actually Sheik.
What a
swerve. He hits him with a drop kick to the shin, hits him with punches, and then he gets him up and hits a vertical suplex to Sheik.
Microman hits hitting a vertical suplex on Sheik is the best spot of the night.
Oh, the video will be up somewhere. You need to go find this and watch this. This match was hilarious. Microman then headbutts him into the balls, hits kicks. Sheik catches him, dive like he sends Sheik the outside, goes to dive with the apron. He gets caught, and then he just hucks him into the ring. This is where Sheik pulls out 2 chairs and a door.
Yep.
Sets it up table like the door across the 2 tables in the ring. Yep. Goes to put Microman through the door, but Microman slips out, like gets out, and gets the teardrop suplex to Sheik, sending him through the door, then goes over to the corner, up off the first rope, up with the second rope, hits a micro Vader bomb for the win. Like, absolutely incredible match.
Phenomenal match.
Yeah, incredible.
We got Microman hitting 2 suplexes in this match. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This was the funniest match all night. Every time Microman was able to get out of Sheik's grasp and do something hilarious, it was it was just a cavalcade of funny spots. And I feel bad that my boy Sheik didn't win. I was wearing a Jack the Juicy shirt on the night, but but you know, I'll take Sheik having the loss, because if anyone was gonna beat Sheik, it probably would be the smallest wrestler known to man.
Smallest luchador alive.
Great match, terrible match, phenomenal match, no notes.
Yeah. So good. We move on to your main event of the evening. It is your TNA World Champion, Mike Santana, taking on the modern day gladiator, Scorpius, in a non-title match. Santana dominating him, out wrestling Scorpius early in the match. Beautiful springboard shoulder block by Scorpius to take control after it's a great chain wrestling sequence to finish with that. Yeah, absolutely tremendous.
Phenomenal.
Santana fighting back with his own big shoulder blocks after trading them back and forth. But then Scorpius has a big, like, going to a wrestling sequence, hits a drop kick, does a kip up. Just absolutely tremendous, just back and forth wrestling between the two of these guys. It was just so smooth, so effortless. It seemed like in this match. Mm-hmm. Santana gets the 10 punches in the corner, then follows it up with a big old chop. Then gets like an amateur wrestling lifting style, like lift up style takedown to Scorpius, and then follows it up with a running senton for 2. Scorpius hits a beautiful jumping knee right to the jaw, follows it with a drop kick and hits a Nick Nemeth style jumping elbow. Yeah. Scorpius takes Santana outside, beating him up around the ring. They fight back into the ring, just continues beating him up. Santana fights back, starts doing like the Hulk up style spot. Like every time you get hit, you fire up a little more. Fire up a little more. And he's firing up, fights back, starts punches in the corner, hits the enseguri. Santana hits the big old slam for 2. Hits a sunset flip for 2. Scorpius fights, ducks a spin in the block, turns, and then so he missed the twin block. So Santana goes for that backwards rolling cutter, but he turns that like as he jumps for the cutter, Scorpius turns and hits a neck breaker to Santana, who's in the air for the cutter. Just knocking stuff around, eh?
Sorry, I flipped my phone. I went to go. That was awesome. And I accidentally flipped my phone.
I heard the funk. But yeah,
that's my bad.
The turning his rolling cutter into a neck breaker was really good. So Scorpius comes back with big lariats. Mike's fights back, but Scorpius then hits this beautiful like handspring into the ropes, lands on his feet, turns, and just lariats the shit out of Santana.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call that. Like, that's a great. It's like
handspring lariat. I just know it as a handspring lariat. That's all I can call it.
He does like the Jay lethal injection setup into a lariat, and it was very awesome. I need to come up with a name for that, or if he has a name for that, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. Scorpius, Santana dodges a flip off the ropes, but then he gets hit with a claymore and start trading strikes. Mike hits the super kick. Scorpius goes for another flip, but Mike dodges it again. Hits that rolling back, like the back rolls into the cutter, and then he puts Scorpius up top, grabs him by the arms and just whips him off the top. Yeah, and then picks him up, brain buster for 2, and then he goes for spin the block. Scorpius avoids it. He goes for the roll up, but he only gets 2. Santana pops up, spin the block out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, and it was over. Absolutely tremendous match.
Phenomenal match. Absolutely. Like, these two worked really well together. Santana continuing to prove why he's one of the best in this continent, on this continent.
In this world,
genuinely. We have a nice little post-match, little show of respect here for Scorpius. They shake hands, they hug. Mike, he doesn't get a microphone, but he does just sort of yell out like a thank you Edmonton promo. It was great. And then the show was over. It was a really, like, this absolutely should have been the main. I know there are probably people that are going to be like, oh, it's top talent. The top talent championship should have been the main, but I think this was a perfect place to put this match.
Yeah, honestly, like, I feel the way they did it was they did the top talent stuff, finishing with your championship match, and then your feature attraction matches.
Yeah, your 2 star attraction matches.
Like you built your top talent matches up to your top down championship, and then you went, here's the special guest matches afterwards. Which I was like, okay, I didn't mind that. But they built, like, again, you don't always need the champion. The championship, for the most part, should be the main event. But in a situation like this, I understand it not being there.
Yeah, and I think the 2 matches that went after the championship it was the right call to put them on after the title match.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Very, very solid way to end the show. Very great show.
But before we get to saying goodbyes and all the other stuff, we got to pick our matches of the night. So I'm going to go first this time.
This in a while.
I'm going to go first this time. My match tonight, we literally just finished talking about it. It's Mike Santana versus Scorpius. Your main event of the show. Absolutely my favorite match. And like, just again, like I said, the effortless flow that these two had in this match, like, it's like they had battled a million times, but I don't think they've never battled before. And they just, everything flowed so well. They had counters for each other. They had just, everything was so good. Absolutely tremendous. And every time I see Scorpius, like that, honestly, the first couple times I saw Scorpius, I was very underwhelmed by this dude. But he's been solidly showing me what he is, like how good he is, and he keeps getting me to enjoy him more and more every time I see him.
Absolutely, and it's a great choice. My choice for match of the night is a little different. I had to, again, when I think of match of the night, I think, yes, a good match is absolutely in the running, but I think about which match I enjoyed the most on the show. And after really doing some soul searching on it, I'm going to give my match of the night to Pete Klassen and Riley Cruz versus the Gods of Ultraviolence. It was close between this and the King of the Triple Threat and the Mike Santana match. All phenomenal contests, but I think I was personally invested in the story of Pete Klassen, especially since I was there at the December show where he had that big scary thing. Always great to see Riley, as I said. Always great to see Andy Anderson and Mitch Clarke. Always happy to see them. But I think everyone in this match being someone that I love to watch, combined with the story of Pete and his big bounce back moment, just really spoke to me on a different level. So that's why this tag team match is my match of the night.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, great pick. Mm-hmm. But with that said, we are coming to the end of another episode of the Pop Spot. But before we get to the ending, I want to ask AWS, where can they find you, sir?
Absolutely. You can find me on the Blue Sky at awscomedy.bluesky.social. I swear I'm getting better at posting stuff on there. I just don't use it nearly as much as Instagram. You can find me on the Instagrams at awscomedyeg, where I promote all my comedy shows and improv shows and all that. Just had a really banging comedy show last Thursday. Had a great set. It was a lot of fun. I made Gene Principe laugh. I got to give myself a little bit of credit for that. That was a lot of fun. And if you want to watch me, my buddy Andreas, and my best friend Malcolm shoot the shit and watch some episodes of Power Rangers, review them, you can find that at the Morphomania podcast at youtube.com/@humanoidfreak2515. We just released our best of season 1. It's a 3.5-hour monster with all of the best and stupidest jokes from the season. Season 2, episode 1 will be coming out soon. I don't know exactly when, but it will be out hopefully sometime within the next month. And then we're going to get back to recording it. Lord Zed is coming, guys. He is coming. And I'll give a quick shout out to my boys at the Grindstone Theater. It's a beautiful subsidized theater space for new and emerging artists. Highly recommend going to any show there. As for a show I can recommend, I believe Under the Radar for the mixtape is coming up this Thursday. I'm going to quickly check that out. I'm pretty sure we're good for that. I believe it's their Under the Radar Duos show, which is going to be a new sort of spin on the Under the Radar format where duos, just groups of two, come in and do their own improv-y, clowny sort of stuff. A lot of friends of mine are in this show, and I definitely am hoping I have the time and money to check it out. I'm sure I do. I'm just quickly checking to see if I actually am right or if that show has already happened. I sure hope it hasn't.
But there's so much great content over at the Grindstone Theater. Go to grindstonetheater.ca.
So many great
Check
shows,
out their schedule. Yeah. Lots of great shows going on over there.
grindstonetheater.ca for all the ticket needs. The show is on Thursday. Definitely do go check it out if you can. Throw some scratch at the Grindstone Theater. That's it from me. Andre C., where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me on the X and Blue Sky at That Canada Guy, Instagram and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can also find me over on our local establishment where I do my Sunday morning sports stream, where we actually literally this past Sunday, actually this morning for us, yesterday as the show comes out, literally both me and Bobby Munson were watching the Canada-US hockey game. It ended like 3 minutes before we went live. We went on super disappointed that Canada lost that gold medal game in a 3-on-3 overtime. Gold medal game. Shouldn't happen. Should have been 5-on-5. But that's for Sunday sports streams talk about. So check that out over at our local establishment on YouTube, Twitch, and all the other social medias to find everything there. I also do the Marvel talk over at that channel, so you can check me out doing that, talking about all things Marvel. We just dropped a Wonder Man review there a couple weeks ago. I'm talking about the entire series of Wonder Man, so check that out over on our Local Summon YouTube page. You can also find us right here on Backbreaker Media. Backbreaker, youtube.com/Backbreaker video, Twitch, and for all the great content we put out. Our Pop Shop Presents show that we have going, 2 episodes out so far. Check those out. You can see all the other great wrestling content on there. Then you see all the live content that Mike does over at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he's doing all his AEW watch-alongs every Wednesday, Thursday, or Saturdays, sometimes on Saturdays for pay-per-view, sometimes on Thursdays for Collision when there's a pay-per-view on a Saturday. And you can always check out that. And then after the streams on Wednesdays, you can check out the Backbreaker Wrestling promotion, his 2K25 playthrough right now for Backbreaker Pro Wrestling, which last week's stream just featured the debut of the Pop Spot Monsters, baby. We just debuted on that show. Our character is debuting in the Backbreaker Pro Wrestling Federation. So you can see the Pop Spot Monsters on there, myself and AWS, being employed by one Kayla J.
Kayla J has never had better enforcers.
No, and to help her help her authority reign supreme. So you can check that over on Twitch, and the replays on YouTube for all the great game content at youtube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming. And then one more shout out to Top Talent Pro Wrestling at toptalentwrestling.com for get all your tickets for the next shows. Next show upcoming is
May 8th.
May 8th. Yeah, I'm just pulling up the thing.
May
8th. Yeah, I had a graph for it. May 8th is the next show, so check them out. Friday, May 8th, 2026. You can check that out at Midway Music Hall. We will be there, me and my boy AWS, hopefully back sitting in our seats because we were standing this whole show. So we're back in. We just waited too long to get our tickets. Yeah. So you come your tickets to that show. It's going to be a fun, good time. TopTalentWrestling.com for all your tickets. And if you want to become a professional wrestler, you can go there and check out the Top Talent Wrestling Academy and see if you want to become a professional wrestler through them.
Do we want to shout out the other show they're presenting in March?
Oh, yes. Also in March, go to toptalentwrestling.com for more information. You can Ticketmaster.com for Thursday?
Thursday, March 26th, I believe.
March 26th. We have Top Talent Pro Wrestling presents Mystery Wrestling, Uva Udo's promotion with Mystery Wrestling, featuring special guest AEW World Champion MJF will be there in the house for Mystery Wrestling. Go check that out. It's going to be a hell of a good time. Me and AWS already have our tickets for that show. Meet us there. It's going to be a great freaking time. You can get those at toptalentwrestling.com, mysterywrestling.com, or over on Ticketmaster. And there is also another show they're doing in Vancouver, I think, that coming weekend. To do with the pay-per-view in AEW's pay-per-view there. So there's also an opportunity there if you're in the Vancouver area to see some mystery wrestling too.
Absolutely. Can we get a pop for that?
Oh, wrong one. Pop.
Wonderful. Beautiful. That brings us to the end of another amazing edition of Pop Spot, featuring Top Talent Wrestling, featuring Microman and to Mike Santana. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my boy, Andre C. I have been AWS. And until next time, stay poppin'. Bye-bye.